So CM Punk is being sued by Ryan Nemeth. It's a little bit of a complicated one, but it also makes a lot of sense to me too. So I totally get it. I get what I think I get it. What happened here? I mean, can you ever really know exactly what's going on with these things? Maybe not, but it does feel like it's one of those unfortunate things where, you know, I almost think that Ryan is a victim as a middleman, right? Like he's a victim as a middleman. Now, I don't know this to be true. What I'm about to tell you is my speculation. I have no idea. For all I know, Ryan Nemeth could be a scumbag, pile of trash person, but maybe not, right? Maybe he's not. But what I'm going to assume is this. I'm going to assume that he went to AEW. They had all these plans, ideas for him, and they were going to happen. And somewhere along the line, he was told, hey, be careful around CM Punk. He doesn't like you, or something about, be careful, CM Punk, da-da-da. Anyway, he gets sandwiched into a position where the EVPs are saying that you got to go out and cut this promo on Punk. And this is coming after, Ryan Nemeth allegedly didn't say hi to Punk or something. Everybody else said hi to Punk. He didn't say hi to Punk. And I feel like Ryan Nemeth was gaslit to, really, stay away from Punk, or Punk's a bad guy. He's a scumbag person. He's leaving soon, maybe. Or, just he'll bury you. Be careful. It just feels like he was gaslit on CM Punk, and they wanted him, and they even set him up to fail. Like, hey, you're going to go out and cut a promo on this guy now. But my question is, if I'm Ryan Nemeth, why not go to CM Punk then and say, hey, Punk, these guys are telling me all this stuff about you and to do all these things, I'm getting all this pressure. Is this for real? Or they want me to cut a promo and they want me to bring you up, and I'm like, is that, but you're running Collision, but I'm here. So it's I have a lot of questions. And we're going to start doing a little bit of investigating here today on this stream to maybe answer some of these questions. And some of these questions are just things that I forgot about because I really didn't give much of a shit about this at all. But let me put the dono link up. That'd be a good idea. Put the donation link up. It's afternoon. Buy me a cup of poo. Buy me a cup of poo with the donation link pinned to the top of the stream chat right now. It's up there. Or become a member. We're having a historic membership party on this channel. We're nearing 200 members, which is the most ever on the channel. And we're going to do this big membership stream, so now's the time to become a member. If you haven't become a member, see the perks down below, all that stuff. But yeah, so Ryan Nemeth, we're going to keep talking about this. I got other videos to talk about this. I got other news about this. I think that he got caught in the middle. And I think, honestly, because of the drama with AEW and CM Punk, Ryan Nemeth's career suffered because of this. And I think that's why he is suing everybody. And we're going to listen to the actual news on the whole thing. But looking at it, on February 14th, former AEW star Ryan Nemeth filed a lawsuit in Los Angeles Superior Court against Tony Khan. Let's have it read to us. Let's have it read to us. Let's put it in the reader. Actually, you know what? You guys want to have... Maybe we could have Leah read it to us. Or something like that. Yeah, let's have my wife read it to us. Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah. Let's have my wife read it to us. Okay, we're going to get my wife to read the article. Then we're going to go through some of the other little points here about this. What a dumb move, right? Elias, what's up, bro? OG. Hey, Detroit, what's up? What's the GOAT at lying people? I'm pretending to be somebody has not. CM Punk is the fakest person. CM Punk is the fakest person in the wrestling community? Okay. I see it. CM Punk is the GOAT, the New Yorker said. Idea Maker said Ryan Nemeth took this long to sue somebody. Yeah, they were probably putting it together, I guess. I mean, maybe he doesn't have money. Bro, I would sue the hell. If I was him, this is all he has. This is like Ryan Nemeth's last shot. His brother's a star, kind of, who has made money for years. And there's Ryan Nemeth. What is Ryan Nemeth worth? Like almost nothing? What has he done? A regular job? He doesn't have anything else. So, you finally make it, and you think this is going to be it. And then suddenly you're in the middle of this drama stuff that's going on with them, making the work environment effed. And now you got people trying to tell him to go say things against other people. I mean, if Ryan Nemeth were to sue, though, or were to win a lawsuit here, I mean, talk about all the other lawsuits that could have been filed over the last forever in wrestling. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you could put a lawsuit on every time a guy got set up to do something that hurt him, as far as like the hierarchy of the company, right? Like maybe you could make $1 million and become a star, or maybe you could make a nice living on the mid card for 5 years in a company, but maybe you don't ever do any of that because somebody tells you to go out on the microphone and say something crazy that, that's what they want you to do. And turns out that doing that gets you fired, or it turns out that doing that puts you in a bad standing with a booker or somebody else in the company, and you were buried. You were essentially set up. You were gaslit to do this, and because wrestling is a wishy-washy place where not everything makes sense, you are kind of screwed. Where at another job, yeah, you'd be screwed too, but there's checks and balances that happen. Not in wrestling. You're on your own. So I don't know. What is going on in the afternoons, man? I used to go live in the afternoons. It was popping. It is, like, what is it, a dead zone right now? What's going on with the afternoons? Let me see. Everybody's at lunch, I know that, but I mean, like, it's weird. Joe Hendry roasted Ryan. Well, now Ryan's in TNA, but yeah, what's he getting paid in TNA? The Nesmiths are jobbers? Is it Nesmith? I thought it was Nemeth. Is it Nesmith? Thought it was Nemeth. Jason Nesmith is from Galaxy Quest. Yeah, Nemeth. It's not Nesmith. Nesmith is the guy from Galaxy Quest, right? That's like the character of... Okay. Okay, here we go. Oh, man, it failed. The generation failed. I'm sitting here waiting for nothing.
In December 2024, Nemeth submitted a complaint to several AEW executives that outlined a timeline of events highlighting the abuse, harassment, and threats he faced while working at AEW. According to Fightful, more details about the lawsuit were provided, which seems to stem from an incident on June 21, 2023, involving Nemeth and Punk, during which the plaintiff alleges an assault occurred in the male talent locker room.
Ooh.
Reports indicate that the argument originated from Nemeth's tweet, referring to the former two-time AEW World Champion as the softest man alive, which Nemeth stated was intended to enhance his heel persona. According to the filed lawsuit, Nemeth claims Punk menacingly approached him and shouted, "Do we have a fucking problem? Do we need to step outside and handle this like men?" It is stated that Nemeth was cornered by Punk and did everything possible to de-escalate the situation. Although he contacted executives about the incident...
So we know that CM Punk will do this sort of thing. And it probably happened. Because we know CM Punk will come at you and be like, yo, we got a fucking problem. So that's probably true. Probably true. Right? And, you know, whether Nemeth is being cutesy or just playing a character or he was really being a prick piece of shit, we don't know those three things. It could be he's playing his character, trying to cause shit. But I'm assuming, and I don't know any because I haven't been in wrestling in forever, right? I haven't been in the back in the locker rooms and doing wrestling in forever. But generally, back in the day, especially with a guy like CM Punk, if I'm there going to say something like that, if I'm in the company, was he in the company when he said this? I don't know. If he was in the company when he said this, I would say, hey, Punk, I might throw your name out there, you know, when I might say some things about everybody. I don't mean them. They're part of, I'm working. Just want everybody to know so you don't see something and be like, what the fuck is this, you know? Is that cool with you, or you don't like the idea of that, or whatever? What do you think? And Punk might have said, I don't think that's a good idea, but fuck it. If you do whatever you want to do, man, thanks for the heads up, I guess. I don't know. Be careful. You know, or maybe Punk would say, no, that's fucking stupid. Don't do it. Well, at least you asked him and you found out. But I guess, you know, if you just do it, that's what Punk is wondering if it's real or not. So Punk is like getting worked, but you can make fun of Punk and say, oh, CM Punk's taking it so seriously. He's getting all worked and by his own people or whatever. But like Punk is actually literally under attack and scrutiny by a bunch of fucking people, and people are leaking out bullshit to fucking dirt sheets about him that aren't true. And there's a group in the locker room that doesn't like the guy that's actively fucking with him. And so now this guy's out there saying stuff on social media. So Punk is paranoid a little bit, which I can understand why paranoid a little bit, saying like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, are you talking shit too? What's going on? So, you know, it's one of those things. So anyway, let's continue.
Following day, Nemeth asserts that no punishment was imposed on Punk for his actions.
Oh, there you go. Nothing was done to Punk. Well, nothing was really done ever to anybody, almost. They almost never do anything to anybody in AEW. So we know that's pretty much true, too. So there's that to back it up. So if Nemeth...
Tony Khan informed...
So if Nemeth wants to take this to court, he can provide a list of other times that things weren't done in these type of situations until things blew over or got crazy or whatever. You know, so you could probably get into all of that as well. So whatever it is, whatever. But guys, if you're in the chat, please do me a favor and click that like button. We are live in the afternoon. I don't normally do this anymore in the afternoon. So give me those likes, at least if you can. Click that like button so we can try to spread this as much as possible, like AIDS or something. So yeah, click the like button. I could use that. Thank you very much if you do it. Wicked Fat Sack, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Wicked Fat Sack. And if you guys want me to do more of these live streams in the afternoon, then just go ahead and let me know. And then Super Chat, Streamlabs is pinned to the top of the chat if you want to donate. Or Super Thanks, Super Chat, become a member, whatever. Those are the things that are going to engage us to do shows in the afternoon again. But it looks like we may not be needing to do these afternoon shows. But I'm trying to find that out today and throughout the week potentially. So thank you for being here, the ones that are here and clicking the like button and everything else. Big lawsuit. Let's go back to my wife talking about this.
During which the plaintiff alleges an assault occurred in the male talent locker room. Reports indicate that the argument originated from Nemeth's tweet, referring to the former two-time AEW World Champion as the softest man alive, which Nemeth stated was intended to enhance his heel persona.
See, you know what's funny about, remember when Bully Ray tried to fuck me up in the back of an indie show and he got really pissed off at me? This is exactly what happened to me with Bully Ray. He's like, I could fuck you up and you think like you're cute or whatever, all these things. And I'm like, I mean, it's obviously a joke. I'm some dorko YouTuber guy saying your career's in the toilet. I was just trying to like be an online scumbag, and then you buried me, and that's funny. That's not you're not part of this world. You know, that's not what you're in or whatever. Okay. You know, so you're telling me I should sue? I should have sued like for that too. Oh, that's why I never got in WWE, because Bully Ray doesn't like me and assaulted me. I'll just make it up. Come on.
According to the filed lawsuit, Nemeth claims Punk menacingly approached him and shouted...
But it is different because these guys are in this company together, and this guy is just trying to generate heat. But he might have been being cutesy and being a prick and then be like, oh, no, it was a work. I don't know. You know, but, you know, Punk overreacts, but also these people have got Punk paranoid. I kind of don't blame Punk in a way.
Do we have a fucking problem? Do we need to step outside and handle this like men? It is stated that Nemeth was cornered by Punk and did everything possible to de-escalate the situation. Although he contacted executives about the incident the following day, Nemeth asserts that no punishment was
So from CM Punk's point of view, this guy talked shit about him off the grid, and then he confronted him about it like a man, and then Nemeth told on him. You know what I mean? So this only compiles CM Punk's paranoia that this guy has been brought in to fuck with me. Like, from CM Punk's point of view, Ryan Nemeth potentially could have been brought in to be Shooter McGavin's lobster guy. Like, you will not make this putt, you jackass. Jackass. This guy was brought in to fuck with CM Punk and stir him up to get him fired by Punk trying to fight him or coming and confronting him or whatever. So from CM Punk's point of view, he potentially thinks, and this, I'm making all this up in my head. I mean, I don't know what the fuck anybody did. So remember, I'm just speculating big time. But I'm saying potentially from CM Punk's point of view, he could be looking at Ryan Nemeth as like, oh, this guy's been brought in to fuck with me. Like, this guy, because he's a lowly little guy, he's never done anything. His brother's big, but he's never done anything. They're bringing him in to pay him money to fuck with me. I mean, maybe he thought that. But Ryan only made it worse by telling on Punk because, but at the same time, you know, Ryan just has Ryan Nemeth has nothing to go on. He's screwed because it's like, all right, if I don't tell on Punk, maybe I get fired because CM Punk tells everyone I suck and I'm a piece of shit. But if I tell on Punk, now it looks like there's a problem, and at least I cover my ass and it's reported. And also, if things don't work out, maybe I can sue somebody. So it's like you look double bad, I guess. But also, Punk did come at you and try to fight you and challenge you to a fight over a tweet when you're in a wrestling company. So from Nemeth's point of view, if Nemeth is innocent in all of this, from Nemeth's point of view, what the fuck? Like, I'm coming in here trying to generate something, get something going, and now you want to fight me? What the fuck? You are a scumbag, just like you wanted to fight other people, and you really are a piece of shit. What the hell? Now one of the biggest guys in the company wants to fight me when I'm just trying to be a character in the company? Like, I'm going to go fucking tell corporate about this before I get in trouble. Like, what the fuck did I do? This is my one chance to make it. I'm running out of chances to be a wrestler. This means a lot to me. It doesn't mean as much to CM Punk. CM Punk doesn't need to do anything. CM Punk is rich forever. And I think that's something that Punk, you know, I'm not saying that CM Punk has to be some better guy than everybody else and has to be held to some different standard. But, you know, one thing that CM Punk does have to maybe think about a little bit is that a lot of these guys are trying to make it to where they can have a career for 5 to 10 years. Or even they might not have money right now. And you're walking around rich. And listen, no one's trying to take anything away, like, oh, you don't deserve this or something. No way, you worked hard to get where you're at. CM Punk worked very hard, just like a lot of people work hard. A lot of people work hard and they never make it and they fail and they end up showing nothing in the end. Some people sacrifice families and life and they go nowhere. And at 45 years old, they have to go back to a regular job and realize, oh, I mean, I had some fun and I lived a dream, sort of, but it was a failure in the end. And now I've got to get a regular job and I don't know what to do with my life. And 90% of the people are facing that type of a situation. And you're CM Punk walking around like a rich god. And so, you know, Punk just has to remember that these people are thirsty. They're hungry. They're scared. They'll do anything to get to the top. They'll do anything to lie, get to the top. They'll do anything to try to save their job or whatever. And you don't have to do anything, but you got to be careful because there's a target on your back because of that. So I think there's a lot of different aspects of this that are coming into play, and you know that are showing themselves here, and why this is so weird in a complex situation, right? And I don't know the rest of the details. We're going to try to listen to some more and see what we can get out of this. But you know, again, I feel bad for Nick Nemeth in the way that this guy might have been utilized as a puppet. He also might have been a victim of just, wrong place, wrong time with a situation that was boiling over that had nothing to do with him, really. But maybe he shouldn't have been tweeting about CM Punk. I mean, that's kind of weird. When Punk is one of the top guys and he's one of the new lowly guys coming in, it's like I hate the phrase stay in your lane. That's so fucking dumb. I usually hate the stay in your lane phrase, but this might be one of those stay in your lane things. I'm assuming, because I think he tweeted this out when Punk was in trouble with this whole thing, and then he tweeted out, right, like, oh, Punk is soft. So it's like he might have wanted to stay out of that. He might have wanted to stay out of Punk is soft and might have said, there's a lot of, I don't know. He could have said something else. He could have said there's a lot of soft people here in AEW, and I'm going to show you just how soft they are if I can ever get in the ring, but they're all too scared of me. I don't know, something vague like that, but I don't know. I just think that he's a goof. And he's trying to make it, and he did something that was probably not good. But then Punk, allegedly challenges him to a fight. But I like Punk. At least Punk is... But listen, if Punk challenged him to a fight, at least Punk did something. At least Punk was like, I'm going to say something. These other people all run around behind the scenes. Like, it's like, who do you respect more? Like, I think a lot of these guys are fucking bitches. Like, let's be honest, dude. These fucking, all the Young Bucks crew and all these guys are behind the scenes like fuckers. Why do you think I'm not in AEW? I'm not in AEW. I know why I'm not in WWE, but I don't know why I'm not in AEW, but I know why I'm not in AEW. Those people hate me. I like the Young Bucks. I like Kenny Omega. I like these guys. But, and a lot of people love DX. Oh, you all love DX and Shawn Michaels and Triple H when they were the Clique and they were burying everybody. Everybody loves that. Who cares? But now people don't like the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and them. I would say Kenny Omega less. I feel like Kenny's not really a guy that gets too much into that stuff. But these guys are not, they're all just... And then CM Punk says something to their face. You want to fuck around? Let's go. Now, granted, he did invite them to his locker room. Hey, come! You got something to say to me? Come say it to me. And they did. They came to say it to him. And then it turned into a fight. But yeah, Punk is, you can disagree or agree with Punk all you want, but in the end, he's ready to fight you over it. I'd rather CM Punk bang on my door and say, do we have a fucking problem? Do you want to fucking fight me? What do you want to do? You want to fight me? You want to punch me? You want to talk shit? Like, what are we doing? And I don't mind that, because I can then say, hey man, I was talking shit online as a character. I don't really mean that shit about you. I got a lot of respect for you. And it's not because you're in my face trying to fight me right now. It's because it was a fucking... like a work online. Now, if I should have came to you to explain that I was going to make a tweet like that in character, maybe see how you feel about it, that's my bad. Then I apologize for that. But if not, whatever. Do you want to or fuck it, let's fight. Fuck yeah, I was talking shit, and I don't care if you were offended or not. It's fucking wrestling, and we're just saying shit online. I've never said anything to you because I don't have a problem with you, because if I did, I would have, and I didn't. But if you want to fight over this, let's fucking go. You want to fight me over some stupid shit? Let's do it. And whatever, maybe whatever would happen, But I think because Nemeth got the short end of the stick as far as AEW, his AEW career was never the same after that. So I guess I would probably sue too. Maybe what else are you gonna do? But from CM Punk's point of view, it doesn't look good when you talk shit. There's all these people talking shit, acting like little girls, and then this guy does the tweet, and then he comes to confront you. And then he says there's not a problem, de-escalate. Punk says, okay, fuck, and then he leaves, and then Nemeth goes and tells the corporate office, oh, this guy tried to fight me. So, you know, I don't know what you can do about it from any point of view. From Nemeth's point of view, he's going to cover himself because he doesn't want to lose out on money in his career because CM Punk is mad at him. But on the other hand, that's stuff that happens in the wrestling locker room going back forever. So suddenly you're going to go tell on the corporation about Punk coming to you as a guy to say, I'll fight you. You know, I'm not sure I would do that. I would say, Punk, you know, I was told that if anything like this happens, I should go to corporate and I should report it. I'm not going to because I think that's bullshit. But like, just don't, you know, just promise me, man, that you're not gonna like crap on me all because you're mad at me because of this. Because I don't have a problem with you. And I made a fucking mistake. It looks like I made a mistake. You know, if you're upset, I fucked up. I hope you can accept my apology. Can you? And go from there and try to settle it and then go on with your day and your life. But Nick Nemeth felt like he needed to go to the corporate office and report this, to which I think, you know, CM Punk ended up being let go, right? So I don't know. But from CM Punk's point of view, I think he thinks that Nemeth was acting like a squirrely little fuck and he's friends with the Young Bucks and all them. And now he's fired. And so, like, almost like he was brought in as an agitator. Like, hey, bro, we'll give you $100,000 if you can come in here and get Punk fired. You know, so conspiracy-wise from CM Punk may think this is a conspiracy on him. Or may have thought that that's what it was. And Nick Nemeth could have just been an innocent guy who's paranoid that he's going to lose his career all because of this bullshit drama that's going on with these guys, and now this guy wants to fight him. So it really could be a situation where Nick Nemeth thinks he's the victim and potentially CM Punk thinks he's the victim. And they could both be right. But what's funny about Nick Nemeth and CM Punk is, once again, who's not really being talked about that much in all this? The Young Bucks and Tony Khan, who are probably the biggest people to blame. The Young Bucks and Tony fucking Khan, and we're not even talking about them yet. We're talking about Nick Nemeth and CM Punk and the lawsuit there. And I know he's suing AEW as well, or Tony Khan as well, which he should. I would say these fuckers are playing me against all this shit and setting me up for failure and fucking with me with this guy. And then this guy threatened to beat me up, and then they fired me because what the fuck's going on? I would sue them all and try to get money from somebody because I was not at fault from this. If I was Nemeth, I would sue them all. Fuck it. Because this guy can't be worth a lot of money unless he made a lot of money at some other job or in his life that I don't know about. But as far as wrestling goes, what the fuck has Ryan Nemeth done? You know what his brother's done? You know, Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth must be worth like a couple of million at least. I would think. Maybe a couple million, $1 million, maybe more. I don't know. But what's his brother Ryan worth? His brother Ryan hasn't done much of anything. What's Ryan got in the bank? $500, $5,000, $50,000? No way I can't believe that Ryan Nemeth would have more than $50,000 in the bank. Maybe, but I don't know. Does he have a family? I don't know. So a lot of shit rode on this situation as far as I'm concerned. And it's really confused. It's a bit confusing, but let's hear some more.
Imposed on Punk for his actions. After the confrontation, Nemeth alleges that he was benched by the company, which he was informed of by AEW's legal team, stating that Punk insisted on his benching despite not being the perpetrator. Following his benching...
Oh, so there you go. That's weird.
Do we need to step outside and handle this like men? It is stated that Nemeth was cornered by Punk and did everything possible to de-escalate the situation. Although he contacted executives about the incident the following day, Nemeth asserts that no punishment was imposed on Punk for his actions. After the confrontation, Nemeth alleges that he was benched by the company, which he was informed of by AEW's legal team, stating that Punk insisted on his benching despite not being the perpetrator. Following his benching, Nemeth claims there were several unsuccessful attempts for his return to the ring. Still, he was turned away, such as on August 12, 2023, when upon arriving in Greensboro, North Carolina, he was immediately told by AEW supervisor Pat Buck that he needed to leave the arena and that travel would be arranged for him to fly out that same day.
Pat Buck. Hey, Pat Buck is the guy that Ryback claimed fucked old men for money or sexually wrestled old men for money. Remember when Ryback claimed that? That's Pat Buck. He's in AEW. I wonder what Pat Buck thinks about Ryback telling everybody that he rubbed up on an old man's cock for money.
Nemeth's last match for AEW occurred on November 18, 2024. Punk's abrupt firing occurred in September 2023 after a backstage altercation at AEW All In. 2 months later, he returned to WWE. Ryan currently works with his real-life brother, Nick.
Oh, man, I thought Leo was going to say the N-word. No, so there you go. I mean, the guy basically, CM Punk tried to fight him, and then he was benched. He told on CM Punk. Maybe that's why Punk benched him. So this is like quid pro quos type of stuff. I don't know, like maybe. Or I don't know, like if I tweeted out something that my boss didn't like, I could be fired. So I don't know what Nick Nemeth is going to hope to win or sue from this technically, because if I tweeted out like, but it's a gray area because it's wrestling, so he could claim like, well, I was just doing my character thing or whatever. I don't know. But how is he going to prove like, oh yeah, listen, in the end, they can not like you and fire you. They could be like, yeah, we don't like what you do really, and you're not great. We're going to fire you now. So you would have to be suing for the physical altercation. You'd have to be suing for like a hostile work environment, or that you were under duress in the company and it's a hostile work environment. You were told to say things by one person which caused the other person who's in charge to not like you and want to fight you and then fire you. Right? So you could maybe sue for hostile work environment, some kind of sabotage. I feared for my life. Remember when Tony Khan said this was the safest company ever? Oh, AEW is the safest company ever, except for when all of our EVPs try to go beat the shit out of our star, or when our star who's in charge of Collision threatens to fight one of our talent over a tweet, or when that guy's dog gets his teeth fucking bashed in. Like, you're fucking retarded, AEW. You really are stupid. Like, Tony Khan really is a dumb fuck for saying that. Like, oh my God, the company, AEW is the safest company ever. Like, in the last 4 years, I don't have any stories of, Triple H getting into a fight with a locker room of guys and then also getting in a fight with a wrestler and then a dog having its teeth bashed in. It's the dumbest shit ever. Ridiculous. I mean, it's a bunch of scumbags. That's all it is. Oh, media entertainment guy, I don't think they're going to take CM Punk out of shit. I mean, Punk didn't do anything. As far as WWE is concerned, this isn't even that big a deal. They're not going to take Punk out of anything. No way. Not a chance. Why would CM Punk be taken out of the Elimination Chamber? No way. I mean, dude, this isn't an accusation like CM Punk was finger banging some girl against her will or something. This is just, he literally challenged a guy to a fight or called a guy out on a tweet that he was upset about and said, hey man, you want to go outside? You got a fucking problem with me? So you know what I mean? He's being sued for that. He's being sued because Tony Khan doesn't know how to run his fucking company. That's why CM Punk is being sued. Because wrestlers have egos, and like 7 different people think that they mean the most in AEW, and Tony Khan doesn't want to deal with any of it, so it's going to all boil over into lawsuits everywhere. Who gives a shit? Nobody gives a shit about this. CM Punk is not going to be in trouble. Nobody gives a fuck. CM Punk, what's he in trouble for? Being a fucking aggressive man? Yeah, okay. I mean, CM Punk is funny. Like, he's like some crazy liberal guy, yet he really acts like a fucking cowboy Wild West Republican, yet he doesn't like those type of people. It's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. CM Punk is the most Republican fuck there is, but he's always like, oh, I'm a trans kids and I'm really woke and left, but literally he acts like a fucking soft Republican guy who's like, I'll meet you at fucking sundown. You know, that's CM Punk. He's fucking really funny like that. He's such a conservative-y person, but he says he's not. He's like a mix. It's weird, but he doesn't know that. He thinks he's hard left. I don't know, but that's funny. But yeah, he is, honestly, so far, from everything I always see about this stuff, I have a hard time disagreeing with CM Punk. You know? From CM Punk's point of view, he was under siege, you know, over there. And, you know, when a guy like Vince McMahon, you know, if Vince McMahon said, you know, what the fuck are you doing? And Vince McMahon went into somebody's office and said, you want to fight me outside? We'll fucking fight if you want to fucking fight outside, motherfucker. If anybody sued Vince McMahon for that, we would all be on Vince's side. We would all say, what a pussy that guy is. Vince McMahon is the shit. Go get him, Vince. And, by the way, if Bret Hart punches Vince McMahon in the fucking face, in the eye, none of us think, you know, that Bret Hart should be sued. And nobody wants to see Vince McMahon sue him. And guess what? Vince McMahon didn't sue Bret Hart. Vince McMahon said, go ahead. Take a shot. Take your shot. I'm ready for it. And Bret punched him in the eye and gave him a black eye. Vince McMahon didn't sue him. Bret Hart didn't sue Vince, I don't think, right? So that's back when fucking men were men. Now everybody's a little fruitcake fruity bird behind the scenes leaking shit to reporters about CM Punk, right or wrong, whatever, and talking shit behind the scenes, passive-aggressive horse shit. So, like, all over the internet, you're typing one thing, and then in person, you're like, oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, what? I don't, ugh. I mean, dude, when I did this to Bully Ray or Bubba Ray Dudley, when I did this to Bully Ray, and in person, he got in my face about it, and I said, I was just messing around, like the internet. It was a joke. I mean, why would I ever think I could kick your ass? Like, look at me compared to you. I'm like, and I grew up watching you. I drove to the ECW. Dude, of course I love you. Like, I'm just some fucking troll bag, some YouTuber podcast. That's all. I thought you clearly knew it was a joke. And I said to Bubba Ray Dudley, to try to prove it to him, I said, Bubba Ray, dude, listen, it's not that I'm scared, and that's why now I'm saying this. I literally believed that you understood that. That's why I walked up to you and asked you if you wanted a water. Because if I thought that you really thought that, like, I was meaning all this type of stuff, you think I would walk up to you and be like, hey, man, hey, Bubba, you need Bully Ray, you need something? I would be, like, avoiding you and being like, oh, shit, I'm not going over there, you know? And here's the other thing about the Bubba Ray, Bully Ray thing. I said, listen, I'm willing to tweet out. I'm willing to put a tweet out that I was making jokes about Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, and he confronted me about it today. I let him know that I was kidding, but I want to make it clear, I don't think this guy's a bitch. I don't think he's a pussy. I don't think his career's over. I was just fucking around online, and I apologize to him for that. And, I like to have fun on here. If you don't understand that, I apologize to anybody who doesn't understand that. I'm not really going to change my ways. This is the way I am. I like to have fun on Twitter. And if that means once in a while I'm going to get punched out for it, okay. But I talked to Bully Ray and I apologized to him. And I don't really think I could beat the shit out of Bully Ray. And I just want to put that out there. If that helps, then thank you. And if that's what he wants, that's what he wanted me to say, I don't think I could beat him up, and that he's actually a fucking legend, and that I love him, and that I grew up watching, whatever. You want me to say what I said to you privately, publicly? I'll do that, because I understand somebody thinking that they're real cool on Twitter and on their YouTube channel, but then in person, behind the scenes, they turn into a bitch, right? I understand that. And to prove to you, I don't think that way. I don't think that I'm so great and better than you and like, ha-ha, online, and I'm going to tell my audience how cool and your career's over. No, I don't really think that. It's a joke. Now, do I think that you're a little soft because you can't understand that I'm just joking around a little bit and you should just kind of like play it off? Well, yeah, I do. I think you are a little bit soft if you don't understand a stupid tweet and you want to fight me over the tweets and that I'm making jokes and stuff like that. Because I have savaged other people well beyond what I did to you. I only made 3, 4, 5 comments about you over the span of a month or so. I have made raging crazy comments about other people. By that account, I should have been shot by now. So if you don't understand that it's a comedy, that it's a joke, that it's me playing around, that it's the shithead little guy, dork, talking shit to a guy that could clearly kick the shit out of him, if you don't get that when I think almost everybody else gets that, then I will go on Twitter and tell everybody that I think you actually could kick my ass and that I'm a loser in a basement who has to work on YouTube for a living and other places for a living, and you're a star who made it in the wrestling business, and I don't know that much compared to you, but like I like to say things. If you need me to come online to say that to make you feel better as a rich star person who's bigger than me, stronger than me, louder than me, richer than me, and more successful than me, if you need me, little pipsqueak man, to come on and say that, I'll do it. Because I don't want you to think that I really am better than you, or that I can come across as cooler than you and I got over on you. I don't think that. But if you need me to say that so you know that I don't think that, I will do that. That's not a problem. And I don't consider that being a bitch either. I consider that I'll just be real. I'm not going to fucking lie to people to pretend I'm tough. I don't think I'm tougher than you. I think if we had a fight right now, I probably would lose, but I'll do it. You want to fight? It really isn't in my best interest to fight because I don't have health insurance and I have 3 kids to take care of. And if you bash my teeth in through my head and I get fucked up, then dad isn't there to give them money. You're rich. And I don't think you have any kids either, by the way. You have no kids and you're rich. You have pretty much nothing to lose unless I sue you and win. But I would have to sue you and win. So, that's my perspective because I think it's very similar. Talking shit about another adult male or another man and the man coming to you about it, I think that there's ways to deal with it within reason, right? Like, if I apologize to you several times and I explain myself and then I ask, I hope you can forgive me. If you can't or you don't trust me yet, I understand, but that's how I feel. Do you still want to punch my face in or are we okay, And Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, when I got into this, when he got in my face at a wrestling indie show and said all this, and I said some of this to him, maybe a little bit more, I was probably shaking a little bit, like, yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I was probably acting like that. But by the end of it, even if you think that Bully Ray was a prick for doing this to me, even if you think he kind of sucks for it, okay? But in the end, what did Bully Ray say to me? He said, I'm not going to do it in front of anybody else. He said, this is just between us. And then he said, okay, I understand. I get it now. Now shake my hand and this never happened. That's what he said. So why, when people talk crap about Bully Ray or Bubba Ray Dudley, he could fuck you up. And he could step on your head and he could fuck you up. If I was talking shit for real, he could have. He would have. He knew I wasn't talking shit for real, but he wanted to make sure and he wanted to see what was up. And maybe he didn't want it to happen anymore. I don't know. But what I do know is the guy is a tough bastard who's crazy, and he will fuck you up, and he will call you out, and he will confront you. So get ready. He's fucking Bully Ray. He's fucking Bully Ray. But also he's a reasonable dude in the end because he dropped it, right? Now, did CM Punk do that with Nemeth, with Ryan Nemeth in the back? And this is a different situation because I'm an outsider guy with a YouTube channel versus a locker room wrestler. But the bottom line is he approached him and he said, you want to fight me? Is you got a problem? Want to step outside? And Ryan Nemeth basically said, no problem. Tried to de-escalate the whole thing like I did. And then CM Punk, they went on their ways. But then Ryan Nemeth went and told on Punk. And I'm assuming that CM Punk found out about that pretty quickly. And then, Ryan Nemeth was never booked again. And then was let go. And who's the one that told Ryan Nemeth to go cut this promo on CM Punk at some point? So Ryan Nemeth is like, okay, there's a writer telling me what to say, and I do this, or a person in charge telling me what to say, and I do this, and now one of the guys who's also got clout in the company, who's in charge of Collision, now wants to fight me, and now I'm fired. Well, what do you think Ryan Nemeth thinks? What do you think Ryan Nemeth thinks? He's going to think that he got sabotaged unfairly. And CM Punk thinks he's under fire from everybody, and people are fucking with him, which they were. So these two guys both have a case here. But in the end, Ryan Nemeth is going to have to prove, somehow that he lost wages over being sabotaged or whatever this is. But, I mean, if you were to write down the amount of times that this happened to other wrestlers in the history of wrestling, I mean, this has happened hundreds of times to other people. I mean, I know this is a situation that was a bigger situation than almost most any other situations we've ever seen before. And this is certainly one of the most in real time popularized locker room beefs and, disconnections we've ever had in wrestling. Because back in the day, stories were kept quiet, right? So back in the day, stories were kept quiet until years later. It wasn't until years later that crazy stories came out about things like this. And it wasn't until years later after that stories like this, altercations and stuff like this took a little while to come out in the news. And it wasn't until recently that something like this could go viral in real time for everybody to experience because of YouTube and Twitter and stuff. And also these press conferences that they were doing. So you're doing a press conference after the shows. It's coming out there. You're doing the news report after the shows. Some of the biggest news, the most, I would call it the CM Punk situation. The CM Punk situation with the Young Bucks and AEW is legitimately the most in real time beef backstage situation, I believe that we've ever seen happen. And I don't think that anyone would argue. I mean, maybe I'm missing something and I'm forgetting about something. But I don't think that's I don't think that's gonna I don't think there's anything bigger than this. I mean, that press conference, post-show press conference thing, I mean, we had more views on that than the real show. That show would have been kind of a nothing burger, to be honest. And unfortunately, Tony Khan couldn't capitalize on it. I cannot believe that Tony Khan wasn't able to have a meeting immediately and say, guys, obviously we got some problems in here that we've got to figure out. And I want all this bullshit to stop right the fuck now. This shit is going to stop. But that being said, never let a good disaster go to waste. And we are getting some of the biggest press we've ever gotten. We are getting some of the biggest buzz we've ever gotten. We are going to use this. And we messed up. You messed up. I messed up. Punk messed up. Young Bucks messed up. We've all messed up. In one way or the other, in multiple ways, we've all fucked up. But we're going to turn this shit into gold starting right now. And if you don't want to play along with that, then get the fuck out of here. because this is the wrestling business and we're in this business to entertain people and to make money and to do some of the best stuff you've ever seen and entertain the fans. If we're not going to do that, then get the fuck out of here. Now, if you're on board, let's go. Because now we're really going to play. People think that you want to kill each other. We are going to take this to another level. But apparently I'm assuming that that's not what happened. That's not what happened. They had a meeting about this at one point to sort of, I think, squash this or square this over. And if I remember, somebody didn't show up to the meeting or somebody refused to go to the meeting. Do you guys remember who that was who refused to go to the meeting? Does anybody remember? Because weren't they going to sit down to talk about this and somebody didn't come to the meeting? Because whoever that is that wasn't going to come to the meeting, I would have tried to get out of the company. Whoever that is that didn't want to play. CM Punk is giving content creators money today. Well, I'm not getting any money. There hasn't been one donation. I don't know what you're talking about. If you guys want to donate, the Streamlabs is pinned to the top of the chat. Speaking of money, I have no money. I've made shit. This video ain't going to make shit. There hasn't been one donation. $10 new donation. The Rock, suck your soul. There's a brand new Rock will suck your soul donation. There it is. You want to donate? It's pinned to the top of the chat. Streamlabs. You can super chat. You can become a member. You can become a patron. All that shit is great. But use Streamlabs at the top. That's the best. And there's a brand new $10 The Rock will suck your soul donation. Okay? So use that. I'm really not getting any money from CM Punk today. I mean, I might get 80 cents in ad revenue from this video, but so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but I'm not going to get shit. But this is something I had to talk about, so. The Rock told Cody, I want your soul. You're damn right. And I got the soul-sucking, satanistic, liberal Hollywood donation for you, Rock. The Rock is playing into the whole liberal Hollywood, adrenochrome, baby soul-sucking, you know what I mean, shit. It's kind of crazy that they're going there, but apparently they're going there. Pretty crazy. What is Ryback's internet? What? Let me read that again. My bad.
What up, Joe?
Oh, my God. There's Travis Carden, who was donating on Monetize This the other night. Super chat. See, now we're making money, Punk. Now thank you, CM Punk. We're making some money, Punk. See that? Now it's worth it. Now it's worth it. Ryback needs to retire. I was at the stream the day Punk returned. Now, I don't know what you're saying, James. I don't know what you just said. I might be dumb, but it's probably me, but I'm not sure what you said there. Yeah. I mean, I think so far the best new donations have been the Elon Musk donation, the $55 Elon Musk donation, the Nazi one. That's a fun one. That triggers the algorithm. And the $10 The Rock Suck Your Soul donation. So at least there's one that's more affordable. The $10 Rock one is more affordable. Idea Maker, you have to be living under a rock. Anyone considers Tony Khan as more level-headed than Punk. Yeah. Tony Khan needs to get a hold of his locker room in some cases. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, we're not making excuses for Punk either. I get it. CM Punk is not some usual innocent person, I guess. But it's just when I look at it, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. I feel like I want to side with Punk a little bit. And by the way, I don't think Punk would like me at all. I feel like CM Punk hates me. And if he even knows who I am, he hates me. And if he knew me, I feel like Punk might hate me. And maybe I would get along maybe more with the Young Bucks and everybody myself. So I don't really know what to tell you guys about that. I'm just like observing it from the outside, and sometimes I do go with the underdog. Not that Punk is the underdog, but when you get a crew of guys who are kind of sabotaging you a little bit, it feels like he's the underdog. It really does. It feels like they sabotaged him from a certain point when he was in AEW. And I don't know why that is. I don't know what that was about. Didn't they want him to come in? They were trying to get Punk to go there, and then he goes there, and then I don't know, like they seemingly sabotage him. They think that he got Colt Cabana fired. I mean, he got Ryan Nemeth fired, it seems like. So maybe he did get Colt Cabana fired. And he's defensive about it. But he said he don't give a shit about him. And the way he said that reminded me of how I would talk if I felt the same way. The way he was exacerbated, saying like, man, I don't give a shit about this guy. Fucking he follows me everywhere. I got to hear about him all the time, but I don't give a shit. I pretend he doesn't exist. And the guy, when the guy gets fired, it's like, I didn't do that. I mean, there's a possibility that Tony Khan was worried that CM Punk would be upset that Colt Cabana is there, and that Tony Khan moved Colt Cabana to try to keep him away from Punk. And then maybe even Tony Khan was like, all right, let's just get rid of this guy because we get nothing for him, and I don't want to bother Punk. So maybe your buddy did get fired because of Punk, but not because of Punk, because Tony. Who fired Colt Cabana? Who moved Colt Cabana? That's who should be in trouble, not CM Punk. If Tony Khan is the one that made the decision to let Colt Cabana go, then why didn't the Young Bucks and everybody yell at Tony Khan? Why didn't they do a press conference and say, yeah, Tony, it was cool when you got our buddy fired. That was funny. Remember that? Why don't they go after Tony Khan? Why are they going after CM Punk? So you're telling me that your boss fired Colt Cabana and now you're going to shit on Punk because of it? Why don't you go tell your boss to fucking grow a pair of balls and don't fire Colt Cabana over Punk? And then maybe Tony Khan says, hey, guys, I didn't fire him because of CM Punk. I fired him because we're not doing anything with him, and he sucks. How about that? And so get over Punk because it has nothing to fucking do with CM Punk. I fired him because he sucks, and that's how I feel. You want me to hire him back to make you guys feel better? I will. But CM Punk didn't do anything to him. Are we going to get over that? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Bunch of fucking pussies. Bunch of babies. Like, what kind of pussies are working at this place that can't talk to each other or say things? Like, why would you blame Punk? It doesn't make fucking sense, dude. Like, it really doesn't. None of it makes enough sense. And it always leads back to Tony Khan. But then this leads back to the Young Bucks. Can I get somebody on this fucking show so I can talk to people? But now there's an NDA. Who knows what people can say and can't say? But can I get somebody on this show to cross-examine them and talk to them and try to figure out what is the problem here? I like Tony Khan. I like AEW. If not for Tony Khan and AEW, we wouldn't have WWE blowing up the way it did, and we wouldn't have wrestlers getting paid retarded amounts of money. AEW caused contracts to blow up. You got to love it. I love it. I'm not somebody who chooses WWE and AEW. Listen, I'm a WWE guy first because I grew up with WWE in the 80s, right? I'm always going to be a WWE guy. I was a WWE guy over WCW. I was a WWE guy over ECW. I was a WWE guy over TNA. I'll always be a WWE guy because it means the most. It has the most nostalgia, has the most lineage, has the most history. It's the thing I've always loved. I'm going to continue to always like a WWE in some form, even if I'm angry at WWE. So I'm not somebody who's WWE versus AEW. Fuck them. I like both companies. I think that WWE right now has been very boring, and I think that AEW has been really terrible at times. But recently they've been a little bit better, AEW. So they're both right now on the downward end of things. Again, AEW and WWE. But just in the way things are run, I mean, going back to this, I don't know who's going to win. You talk about the bottom line is Ryan Nemeth going to win? I don't know. But I do know that some of this type of drama has gone on in the wrestling business going back years and years and years. Years and years. But again, Tony Khan feared for his life at the wrestling show, and Tony Khan said they have the safest locker room ever. despite the fact that Ryan Nemeth was attacked by CM Punk, despite the fact that CM Punk was attacked by several of the EVPs of the company, and despite the fact that CM Punk's dog got his teeth bashed in, and despite the fact that there's been other altercations with females behind the scenes, and so on and so on and so on, but according to Tony Khan, it's the safest company ever. Just bullshit. Anyway, this podcast was a failure, and I'll see you guys later. I hope you guys watch it, share it, like it. If you want to support the channel, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show, paypal.me/Joe Cronin Show. Leave comments down below. Leave super thanks. Leave comments that I can read, I can share, I can make videos on, all that sort of thing. And I'll catch you guys at a later time. I'll catch you guys tonight for Monday Night Raw. It's Monday. Wow. Hey, we'll do the Monday Night Raw review tonight. That's right. See you tonight. I forgot. Fuck, it's Monday.